Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and welcome to a new Friday playlist that I'm calling Freelance Friday. I decided to retire the Free 5 Friday because I am going to be putting all of those free images, or the links to those free images, on my Buy Me a Coffee when I get that updated. So I decided to do something different on Fridays. The reason that I call it Freelance Friday is because freelancers work for themselves and not for a company. So what I'm going to be presenting on Fridays is a few things of my own, as opposed to working with a name brand or store brand craft paper and scrapbook paper and other things like that. So that's what Fridays will be about. And I started playing with doing some very basic digital designs about 5-ish years ago, maybe a little more than that, and they've just been sitting on my hard drive for all that length of time. And in the little intro video you'll see where one of them says ephemera made with my photography. So that's what these two things are, and I debated long and hard about what to start with, because I needed it to be a simple project, because I didn't decide to do this until about 3 hours ago. So that's why it is what it is. But basically, this is I designed a 12 by 12, but I printed it as an 8 by 8. The designs on the top and the lines are all out of the public domain. What's underneath here, the yellow that you can see and the green, is a picture of roses that I took at a place in Lake Junaluska, North Carolina, and it's by the lake, and it's called the Rose Walk. And there's a rose planted every 5 feet they touch, and they're the most gorgeous roses ever. And so back when my husband and I were living up there, we went there quite often to walk the lake, and so I got lots of pictures of roses and rose blooms. So underneath that, and then I also made my own textures using tissue paper, taking pictures of them, and then putting them through the GIMP platform to create a texture. And so that's what you can see. That looks a little wrinkled because I crushed it up, spread it out a little bit, took a picture of it, and took a bunch of pictures actually, and then decided the one I liked the best. But other than that, the colors are true to the picture that I took. The roses were yellow. They're lighter, obviously, than they actually were in the picture. The tissue paper, like gift wrap paper, not gift wrap, but the tissue that you put in a gift, I painted with like a corally orange paint, very thin layer, let it dry, crumpled it, took a picture, and I did that. I actually made this file a good 5 years ago. So what today's project is so super simple. I almost didn't do it because it was so simple, but it's basically just a folio that I just put little corner pockets made from a very thin, this is actually 4 layers of craft paper, very thin craft paper. And I took some of the tags that we did in Tag Along Tuesday last week, I guess it was, and just put in here, and it's like, okay, it's a tag holder folio, so that's what we're going to call it. So that's one. This one, same place, the Rose Walk in Lake Junaluska. A few pieces of ephemera from the public domain, just a little corner thing. Now on this one, I had a texture, wallpaper texture file that I overlaid, a ping file, so it's transparent, and overlaid onto the picture. And then I did not do any crinkly stuff on it, but I overlaid it over the roses. So this darker orange that you see is actually this overlay of the wallpaper design. So that's the two that I made just a few minutes ago. And the one that we're going to do right now is this one. This one in the back is a public domain piece of French newspaper with just, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but right in here you can see some wrinkles. That's a piece of, painted it with brown wrinkle texture from tissue paper over top yellow roses. And then had another layer that gave me this little bit of a blue cast right, or kind of an aqua cast right around the edge. So this is the one that we're going to do right now. So the first thing I want to do is flip it over. I've got my sticky back craft sheet. I ordered this from Amazon. I think you get 100 in a pack. I'd have to go back. I ordered them several months ago. I think it's 100. It could only be 50, but I believe it's 100 anyway. You can get 100 of these for like $12. And I got them to make labels for my my colognes. I make cologne and perfume and room and fabric spray and soap and all that. And I needed something that I could just put on and stick. So let me line up the corner here and just hope that everything goes down good. And smooth it out. And that way we've got a cover on the inside. And then I had to set up my light, so I've moved my scissors. Oh, here they are. Okay. So because I use this little bitty cutter, it's just easier to fit within the frame of the camera. I always just dock the corners so that I can line them up right on the cutting edge. I have a big guillotine that my husband found at a thrift store. It's got a guillotine on one side and one of those rotary cutters, you know, where the thing rolls, with a big metal bar on the other side. But it's a little bit cumbersome for videos like this. One of these days when I get a real craft room, I shouldn't say a real craft room, a bigger craft room, maybe it's something I can, you know, show them or work with better then. But right now this will do. So, how is everyone? I am okay. I talked to my mother earlier on the phone, and I told her they've been with it. My parents live, like I said, deep in the mountains of North Carolina, and when we were there, this weekend, be 2 weekends ago, for the family reunion, their water went out. It was that Sunday morning. We were trying to get ready to go to be at the church on time and all of that stuff, and no water, no shower. Yeah, it was a bad day. they still don't have water. So my husband and I are leaving first thing in the morning, driving 3 hours up to my parents to fix their water. Now, their spring is several hundred yards, and I did say 100 yards from their house, and they live uphill from it. And they've just had a whole new water line dug, a whole new pipe and everything put in, and all the way to the house. And then there's something under the house that they have a stopped up pipe and the water won't come through. So it's my mom is 75 and my dad is 82, and they've been getting up under the house trying to fix it. And my dad, he tries, he can hammer a nail, he can do that, but that's really about it. So my husband, who can do anything, and when I say anything, I mean anything, he can do every kind of plumbing, every kind of electrical work, every kind of woodworking. He builds houses and can build houses. The last house he built was over 10,000 square feet. So, you know, the good part for me is I'll say, honey, see this thing right here on Pinterest or on this picture or whatever? Can you make me one of these? Sure, honey. How much is it going to cost? Anyway, he actually don't call me honey. But anyway. So anyway, we're loading up the car, and he's going to take every piece of plumbing that he has pretty much to try to fix their problem, because the little boy that they hired to fix it hasn't shown up. And so yeah, we don't know what's going on with that, so I'm like, let's just go do it. I do have a sister that lives literally 10 minutes away, but she just had a new grandbaby, and she has a more than full-time job working for the county. And not that her or her husband could fix it either, so we'll just leave that right there. So, anyhow, well, we're getting a little bit further along. Okay. I did these with, like I said, this it's very thin craft paper. As you can see, this is like one layer. It's like wrapping paper, but it's craft paper. It's craft wrapping paper. That's what it is, craft wrapping paper. So what I do is I take the glue stick and give it a good coverage over a length like this, and just make sure it's covered real well, hopefully without running off the sides too much, so that I don't get glue all over my sheet here. And I'm gonna put this together like this. I'm gonna set the iron on it because I got it over here sitting hot, and while I do that, I'm going to estimate these other two tags that I have. I know that this one will fit, but this one I made a little wide, so I don't know if it's actually gonna fit or not. You know what, if I don't, I've already cut it down. You know what, I think I can get it to fit, because as long as I keep my border right here very, very small. Okay. Yay, I think I can make it work. We'll give it a whirl. Okay, so the next thing I do is I fold it in half again to just give it some strength. This is what I wanted to use, and so I gotta work with it a little bit, I suppose. I guess I better trim that little bit right here. I just tore this with a ruler. I didn't trim it or anything. So, the other thing I wanted to mention is several of you have made comments on the community post for the giveaway, and I thank you all very much for that. It excites me that you all are excited. I have way more than I would ever use, and there's just no point in it hanging around. I love to craft and make stuff, but I can't possibly use it all, you know. So obviously there's some things that I want to sell and do, because you know you gotta pay your way and you know, eat and all that stuff. But that's not as important to me. I'll explain a little bit more while I'm talking about it. My mother, both my mom and dad still work. Full-time / part-time. They own a farm. So, you know, they're always doing something there. But they also have work outside the house and have had, well, literally since before I was born. But right now, my dad takes care of a 160-acre farm. They pay him to mow the grass because they feed the horses alfalfa. They don't feed the horses grass, or they don't make hay from the grass. The horses pick in the field, but they don't make hay. They pay my dad to mow it. So he works 2 days a week mowing grass. And he has been doing that for this family since 1989. So, and my mom cleans houses in a place called Lake Toxaway. And if she needs help, if some of the other people that live around, usually family, can't help her, if she's kind of overloaded. I mean, she don't work near as much as she used to, but she does still work. I'll go up and help her stay 3 or 4 days. I'll make more money in 2 days helping my mama clean houses for about 6 hours each day than when I was working full-time as an assistant manager at a thrift store down here 3 miles from my house. And so what that does is give me the best of both worlds. It lets me visit my parents and just kind of look after them. You know, my relationship with them has not always been good, and only in the past 3 to 4 years has it been as good as it is now. You know, it is what I always wanted when I was growing up. So I'm going to take as much advantage of that as I can. Wow, just got teary-eyed. But so I go and help her, and then my daughter. I have 2 daughters, and my youngest daughter lives up there, so I get to see her and her husband and the 3 grandbabies as time allows. Not always. Her and my parents live about an hour apart. As the crow flies, it's only like 10 miles, but you have to go, you know, down one mountain, up the other mountain, and around curves where my mom always said they followed a black snake when they was making the road. So anyone who is from the mountains, whether it's North Carolina, Tennessee, or Virginia, West Virginia, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, evidently I'm in a mood to run my mouth today. My goodness, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm not telling you anything I'm doing, am I? I hope you can see what I'm doing, because I'm not saying I'm doing this now and I'm doing that now. I think I've had too much caffeine today. I think that might be it. So anyway, working for my mom, like that. It helps her. It helps me. And I used to help her quite a lot way back in the day. Like, we're talking 20 and 25 years ago. I helped her quite a bit. But, life takes you down roads you never thought sometimes. But when I'm home, then I get to craft and do, and sort of I still am able to pay my way as far as the bills and things that I take responsibility for within the household, and so that's good. So yeah, alrighty. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is punch the little corners, and on this I'm using the number 10 because I wanted the bigger corners. I think the bigger your project like this, I think sometimes the bigger corners just makes it look a little better. That might just be an observation I'm just now having. Okay, alright, now I'm going to take my little Inkadoodle thing. I think that was a brand name. A little inky tool. And this is my homemade coffee ink that I made, I don't know, a week or so ago. I don't know why I'm usually very good keeping up with time, but I think maybe I started out saying this about my mom earlier. When I was talking to her earlier on the phone, I was saying, I'll call you tomorrow evening and see if you've got water, and if you don't, then we're going to come up Friday morning and we're going to fix your water, and we won't leave till it's done. And she said, Rebecca, tomorrow is Friday. And I'm like, it is? And she said, yeah. And if I'd have thought about it, I really knew that because yesterday, the 27th, was my sister's birthday. I knew that was a Wednesday. I told her happy birthday and all that. But I don't know what world I've been living in today. I swear I don't. But anyway, so my husband was on the phone to his son in the living room, and I was on the phone to Mama on the back porch, and so I went in, and after he got off the phone, I said, they still don't have water, and can we just go up and fix it? And he said, yep. He said, let me go do what I need to do in the morning early. He gets up at 5 o'clock. I don't even know I'm in the world at 5 o'clock. But anyway, so he don't leave the house till like 7:30, but he still gets up early. I have never been a morning person. But anyway, so that might be the reason why I'm feel like I'm hurrying, because I'm actually thinking of, okay, what do I need to do? I got to pack some clothes and do all this and do all that. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway. Alright. Let's see if this one will fit. It's going to be close. Now I'm going to try a trick that I've seen a couple of people do. If I can, where you just, oh, I popped through on that one, but just slide this in just a little bit, and it just gives it a little bit of room. But let me seal up where it popped through slightly. Okay. Alright. Oh, while that one's sticking a little bit, let's put this one here. Like so. I can just keep it off of that crease, I think it'll be fine. Ha! I think it'll work. Yeah. Hot dog. Okay, now you see I very seldom decorate anything. When I started making journals back in 2016, I think is when I made my first journal. I hadn't even watched a YouTube video or anything. I was just figuring it out. And my first cover was made from a cereal box that I used spray glue and sprayed and glued fabric on it. And yeah, didn't have the presence of mind to look up anything. Just figured it out. But anyway, and then I found other people making similar things. I'm like, oh my goodness, should have looked at this a long time ago. Okay, so we've got some little birds on a nest, some roses with butterflies on a frame, and half a butterfly, a bird banner, and some little rose curlicues on newspaper. And those tags that we made on Tag Along Tuesday about 2 weeks ago, or almost it, I think. The colors go pretty well with this, and I think they work okay, and that gives them a home. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. I did say on my About Me, I think it was, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 1 week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday on the other week. So this was the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday week. So I will be back with a video on Tuesday. And if things work out at my parents' and we actually get home in time, I do have a lot of stuff that I found at the thrift store during the month of September that I would love to actually get the video made before September is over. But we will see. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this super simple project, and of course it can be done with any paper, any scrapbook, file folder, whatever you want to use, and decorate it as to the fullest extent, or leave it super simple just like this. So I will see you in another video very soon.